Yes, yeah. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I hope your day and your week have been going very well so far. This is Clash of the Titans, the show where we go through each and every ranked matchup throughout the college football season, giving you deeper insights, deeper thoughts, and more importantly, more picks for each of these big time matchups. We got a great one here between number 17 ranked Texas Tech going on the road take on number 16 Utah in a big time Big 12 matchup. And as always, guys, I've got some great picks to go ahead and share with you. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. All right, guys, very excited for another week of college football here on Guy Boston Sports. And like I just said, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, you're absolutely missing out. We have a ton of great content, not just college football, but NFL as well. For college football this week, we have our regular Week 4 full pick slate, which comes out later today. We have this video, which is one of 3 Clash of the Titans videos coming out this week. We also have the number 22 ranked Auburn Tigers versus number 11 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. And we also have number 9 ranked Illinois versus number 19 ranked Indiana. All those videos are coming out this weekend, so please hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of those free picks and any of those videos coming out this weekend. One more thing real quick before we dive into today's video, I want to go ahead and give a quick little recap of how we've been doing here on Clash of the Titans to let you guys know we've been pretty hot. All right, guys, I've been doing my best to update these records. Obviously, they're across multiple videos, multiple time slots. This one is from the Notre Dame A&M game, which is the most up-to-date record. So that video went 2-1. But overall this year, we are 12-6 in our Clash of the Titans videos, up 4.12 units. Last week, just narrowing down the 3 videos we did last week, we went 7-2. We went 2-1 in this video, 3-0 in the Miami USF video, and 2-1 in the other video, which I can't quite remember what game that was. Apologies for that. But moral of the story, 7-2 last week, 12-6 overall this year on our Clash of the Titans video. So we've had a lot of success this year. Let's keep the ball rolling here. 3 more videos this week, including this video, which starts officially with picks right now. All right, guys, let's get after it. We have number 17 ranked Texas Tech at number 16 ranked Utah, not UConn. UConn is not ranked 16, not even close. Number 16 ranked Utah. 12 p.m. kickoff on Saturday, and this is obviously a massive Big 12 showdown, like I mentioned at the top of the video. Massive implications for both the Big 12 championship as well as the college football playoffs. Now, if you watched the video so far this year, you will know I am very high on this Utah team, so it should be no surprise that my first pick in this video is Utah on the spread minus 2.5. Now we jump over the outlier screen here. It's minus 128 over on FanDuel. Best odds available to me. You do have a couple different options on varying sports books for varying odds. Now the actual spread for this game, I believe now, as you can see on the right side of the screen, is 3.5. It's been jumping between 3 and 3.5. I'm basically buying a point down, which if you guys watch my videos, you'll know I like to do that. I buy a point, sometimes 2 points down, just to be a little safer with these picks. I've seen a lot of picks lose by a point or 2 points. I'm always willing to sacrifice a little bit of value for a better chance of hitting the bet. So minus 2.5 is what I'm going with here for Utah. And again, I like this Utah team a lot. I have a lot of respect for head coach Kyle Whittingham, one of the best and most consistent head coaches in college football. There's a lot to love with the Utah team. They have a very, very strong defense. If we go over to the right side of the screen here, this is the 8th ranked scoring defense in college football through week 4, or up to week 4, I should say. 20th in passing yards allowed per game, 26th in rushing yards, tied for 17th yards per play. I mean, if you go through the numbers, there's 2 areas where they're kind of weak defensively. Their red zone efficiency numbers, they're tied for 102nd. That could be a lot better. And their tackles for loss are tied for 79. Those are the 2 areas on defense where Utah has not been elite. Every other category, they rank top 30 in college football. So third down conversions, yards per play, turnovers, forced, sacks, QB hits, everything else top 30. This is a very strong Utah defense. And on the flip side, their offense has been incredibly dominant on the ground this year. The 7th best offense in college football in terms of rushing yards per game. They're averaging just shy of 300 yards per game on the ground. Now, to be fair, you look at the opponents they've played this season, Wyoming, UCLA, I can't, on top of my head, know what CP stands for. Cal Poly, my apologies. Cal Poly is what the CP, it's actually CPS, but Cal Poly is what that stands for. So I mean, UCLA, I guess you would say, is their toughest game. If you go down here to strength of schedule, you see Utah, not exactly the strongest schedule. However, Texas Tech, it's even weaker. Either way, point being, the defense we knew was going to be elite coming into the season, but the offense has been very strong as well. 14th in scoring, 45.7 points per game. The passing offense hasn't been great, but to be fair, Devin Dampier hasn't played poorly. He's completing over 72% of his passes this year for Utah. It's just been they very much lean on the run, and they haven't really relied on the passing game all that much. And ultimately, one of the reasons that Utah has been so successful offensively this year is because they have one of the better offensive lines in college football. Now, when going back to the matchup here and why I think Utah minus 2.5 is a good play, first and foremost, I like the advantage from a coaching perspective that Kyle Whittingham has over Texas Tech head coach Joe McGuire. That's no shade, no slide, slight, excuse me. No slight to Joe McGuire, head coach of Texas Tech, who's done a fantastic job taking over this program over the last 4 years. But Kyle Whittingham, again, one of the most consistent, one of the smartest, wisest coaches in college football. I like him in that coaching matchup there. I think that is an advantage for Utah. Obviously, they are at home in this game. Big-time Big 12 showdown here. Having that home field advantage is definitely huge. And again, like I mentioned, although Utah isn't as battle-tested as other teams are, they are more battle-tested than Texas Tech. You see strength of schedule, Utah tied for 85th. Texas Tech tied for 130th. And even strength of victory here, Utah tied 35th. Texas Tech tied 95th. And you look at Texas Tech, who they played. Oregon State, who's been terrible. Kent State, not very good. And ARPB, not very good. So yes, they've been dominant. And the one thing I will say about Texas Tech, which is definitely something to look at in this matchup here, is the fact that Texas Tech's offense has been unbelievable. The number one scoring offense in college football. This is the second best passing offense in college football in terms of yards per game through the air. This is a great offensive team. Now, again, it's been against weaker competition, so we'll see now, taking on defense as elite as Utah's, how that looks. But my thing is, and although Texas Tech's defense has been solid, the one area you see here, they are 50th in passing yards allowed. That's a weak point there, and that's, I think, the key to this game for Utah. I think Utah defensively is a better team, but I also think Texas Tech is a better offensive team. So they kind of match up in that way where I trust Utah's defense more. I kind of like Texas Tech's offense a little bit more, but I think these teams are pretty evenly matched. So I think the spread is pretty fair. I think the home field advantage, I think the coaching advantage, I think the strength of schedule, how they've been tested so far this year, all go in favor of Utah. The key to this game for me is Devin Dampier, the quarterback for Utah, who I do have a lot of faith in. Obviously, I mentioned all the way back in week 1, they brought his offensive coordinator from New Mexico over with him to Utah, so there's some consistency there. The OC, the offense, they know how to utilize Devin Dampier, going back to their days with the New Mexico Lobos, okay? I do think Devin Dampier, I don't think he's been getting much credit because they haven't really utilized him. I think that he can shine in this spot. Again, he's completing more than 72% of his passes. They haven't called his number much this year, heavily leaning on the run. But I think if called upon, and they're going to have to call upon him in this game, I do think he is good enough to go ahead and make a few plays here that could be the difference in this game. And that's the one real weakness on this Texas Tech defense so far. Their passing defense is 50th in the nation, giving up almost 190 yards per game. That's the one area, if you're Utah, you can go ahead and attack. They've shown a little bit of weakness in this weak schedule. Again, look at how weak the schedule is so far, and they're still 50th in the nation in passing yards allowed. They're not the worst by far, but that's the one area where you can kind of maybe see an area to attack. Now, a lot of people have been questioning if Utah can attack it. It's fair because obviously their passing offense hasn't been great, but I think they do have the capability to utilize that and attack Texas Tech where they might be weak. Texas Tech, as you can see, they have a very strong run defense. So I think their strategy is going to be stop the run, put the ball in Devin Dampier's hands, and dare him to beat us. Again, my thing, and again, there's not a lot of numbers to back this up here. It's a lot of feelings here and confidence that he can get the job done. But I do think Devin Dampier can rise to the occasion and make the plays if forced to make them. So that mixed with Utah's defense, I think slowing Texas Tech's offense down, I think Utah minus 2.5 at home here is certainly the play. And sort of piggybacking off of that play, my second pick in this video is actually going to be the under 58.5 in this game, which I'm grabbing personally for minus 140 over on FanDuel. Again, the actual line itself for this game, I believe, is 56.5. So I'm adding a couple extra points to make this under a little more, let's say, interesting, a little more likely to hit. I just think that Texas Tech, as great as their offense has been, I do think Utah has one of the better defenses in college football, and they should be able to go ahead and slow this game down a little bit. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close. I could see this game very much being like a 30-27 win for Utah, where the total gets pretty close. Now, some of you might be saying, well, if you think it's going to be 30-27, why not just bet the over when the line's at 56.5? I get that, but I could also see this game being 27-24 Utah. I think it's going to be a 3-point win. I think Utah wins by a field goal here. It's going to be a very tight, close game. But I do think both defenses are pretty strong. Again, we'll go back to the numbers here defensively. I mean, Texas Tech, 22nd scoring defense in the nation. Utah, 8th scoring defense in the nation. I mean, you look at the defensive numbers. These are two very strong defensive teams. It's the truth. And here, I'll just keep both defensive numbers. So these are defense, all right? These are both the team's defensive numbers. These are very good defenses. Very good defenses. Texas Tech a little better against the run. Utah a little better against the pass. Both on the top 20 yards per play. Pretty much, they actually are tied for turnovers forced per game, tied for sacks per game. Texas Tech so far, their pass rush has been a little bit more potent. But these are two very good defensive teams. So although they're also both very good offensive teams, as we go ahead and look at the offenses here, again, these are two top 15 scoring teams in the nation. I just think that these defenses are so strong. I don't think you're going to see a ton of fireworks in this spot. Again, there's going to be points. The total is going to go over 50, but over 58.5, getting to 60, I'm not so sure about that one. I think this is going to be a lower scoring game in terms of the total. I think you're going to see something along the lines of 27-24 or 30-27 or 30-24. It's going to be close. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a sweat here. So I understand people don't want to tail this, but I think that with the defensive strength mixed with, these offenses, let's be honest, and even though Utah's a little bit more battle tested than Texas Tech, it's not like the toughest schedule. Like, this is by far for both these teams their toughest test of the year. I think you could see some struggles on both offenses here, especially seeing the upgrade in quality compared to what they played so far. So I think the under, it's a bit of a sweaty play. I'm sure it's going to be not the most fun time betting an under in this game, but I actually do trust the play. I think both defenses will prevail in this matchup, making it more of a tighter, uglier game than I think most people would think. So I'm rocking with the under here, 58.5 as the second play in today's video. And real quick, guys, I have one pick left in today's video, but before we do that, I want to give you guys a quick word from our sponsor, Epic. Guys, Epic Fantasy is a new DFS fantasy app that is going to absolutely dominate the game. If you like player props, this is a great place to play. They offer better lines and better payouts than most of the competition out there. And that is just within their pick'em mode, in which you can pick more or less based on player stats. The real unique thing about Epic is the fact that you can actually go into the fade 'em section and fade other players' entries. Pretty fitting considering we have our clothing brand Fade Me on H2H, the show I do with Ev. We have a whole section, Fade Me. So pretty fitting here to have a Fade 'em section. So even if they get one part of their entry wrong, you walk home with the bag. I'll say that one more time. If they even get one part of their entry wrong, you walk home with the bag. Go try Epic today. Use code GUYBOSTON and they'll match your first deposit up to $50. One more time, guys. Go try out Epic. Use code GUYBOSTON. They'll match your first deposit up to $50. The link will be down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Special thank you to Epic for sponsoring today's video. All right, guys, wrapping things up, our third and final pick in today's video. We are going with a player prop here. I've got Devin Dampier of the Utah Utes over 1.5 touchdown passes here. Again, putting my faith in Devin Dampier here. I think they're going to need him to step up to win this game. And again, I'm trusting that he'll be able to do that. So it's -114 over on FanDuel, what I'm grabbing it for. Again, you got a lot of different options there for going ahead and tailing this player prop. And the data so far this year has been pretty strong here. All 3 games this season, he has cashed this over with at least 2 touchdown passes in all 3 games this year, averaging 2.33 touchdown passes per game. And you look down below here, obviously this team runs the ball at an alarmingly high rate, 60% run rate versus a 40% pass rate. So definitely a heavier passing game, a running game, than a passing game. And you look at some of these games here, 33% passing plays, 38%, 49%. Their last game versus Wyoming was the most passing plays we've seen them do in a game yet this year. But again, he's been very efficient when he has been called on to throw. And the last game was the first time this year we really saw them utilize him in the passing game. And he did pretty good, 27-41 passing. He's got a 165.3 passer rating, a little bit lower last week. Obviously, with the more passes, it makes sense that would happen. But again, I think touchdown passes here, they're going to win this game. The key area to go ahead and take down Texas Tech's defense, okay, the passing game. Okay, you can go ahead and take advantage of them in their secondary. That's going to be the key. You look at their defense so far this year, passing touchdowns allowed. Okay, they're averaging about 1.3 touchdown passes per game. It's a neutral matchup, but that is actually 73rd in the nation. So in terms of touchdown pass allowed, it's not a bad matchup. Not a great one, but not a bad one either. Again, I think Texas Tech is going to go ahead and really focus on stopping the run and taking that away from Utah. And if that's the case, a lot of play action opportunities for Devin Dampier, a lot of passing opportunities for Devin Dampier in general. And I think his touchdown pass mark, which again, he's cashed in 3 games already this year, I don't see why he wouldn't go ahead and cash in this one. Again, if we think they're going to win this game, and we think they're going to win it by at least a field goal, they're going to need him to throw some touchdowns in this game. So for minus 114, I think it's a pretty good spot. All right, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. Today, we'll also have our full Week 4 college football pick slate that's coming out around noontime, and we'll also hopefully have our Auburn, Oklahoma video, Clash of the Titans, coming out later today as well. By tomorrow morning, all the Clash of Titans videos will be out. I just don't know exactly what time each one will be out, but rest assured by tomorrow, like 8 a.m., 9 a.m., all of those videos will be posted and published here on the channel. So until next time, guys, I hope you're all winners. Enjoy your college football Saturday. It's going to be a really great slate. This game in particular should be a really fun one. So make sure to go ahead and enjoy it. Bet on it if you please. Fade me, tail me, whatever you prefer. But just go ahead and make some money, baby. Let's go.